I used to struggle to close a $2,000 deal with a money back guarantee pay on performance offer to now closing multiple $8,000 pay in full wired to my bank from strangers in less than really 10 to 15 minutes of a sales call with no price objection, no crazy guarantee, and they're just totally bought in. And it's not because I'm extremely good at sales, because if you guys have ever hopped on a sales call with me, I don't want to sell you anything. I really don't like pushing offers and trying to convince people to buy. If you're going to buy, you're going to buy from me. And it's also not because I crafted some sort of crazy $100 million offer. It's not the case. I have not done that. There's no money back guarantee. There's no guarantees in our program at all. If you're going to buy, you're going to buy. And I can do this because I built one simple authority funnel that I'm going to lay out for you guys in this video today. And our client, Zach, he uses the exact same in his Cairo agency. He hit 140K a month. This is cash collected. It's not revenue. Cash in the bank after we install this funnel for him. And he's getting 13K pay in fulls left and right now. And it honestly feels like a cheat code. Obviously, it didn't start here. 2 years ago, I actually paid a coach, and you guys may know the coach at this point, but I paid him well over 60K cash to learn how to just crack the code on getting appointments. I was just so bought in. I said, hey man, I'm going to give you all this money. Just teach me how to get clients, because I couldn't figure out for my life how to get clients. And when I got into that coaching program, they just told me, Caleb, that the very first step is that you need to come up with the craziest offer. You need to beat everybody else in the market and just come up with an insane offer. So I did my due diligence. I went to the ad library where you can see other people's ads, and I just looked at what my competitors were doing. And the best offer that I saw was a pay per show. That was the best offer I saw when I went to the ad library. And this was in the Cairo niche. And so my thought process was, I'll beat these guys. I'll come in and I'll come up with something crazier. Because I knew that if I just ran the same offer and copied and pasted it, then I wouldn't be able to compete. So I decided to one-up them, and I came out with a pay per close offer. So not a pay per show, but a pay per close. And to go even a step further, I didn't just stop there. I spent the next 2 weeks to come up with a process to have 10 to 15 VAs. I literally had an army of VAs that I was able to recruit, running cold DMs, running cold emails to chiropractors. And the game plan was, I'm going to spend $100 a day on ads with a crazy offer, pay per close. Also, on top of that, I'm going to have 10 VAs sending outreach DMs to my ideal prospects. And I'm also going to, on top of that, send out 1,000 emails a day to chiropractors. And so I hit launch on all 3 campaigns, not knowing what would happen, but I was all in. And guess what? I actually got 15 calls booked in the first week, I believe, when I ran this. And I remember I was so happy. I went into the Facebook group, the coaching program Facebook group, and I just posted, I cracked paid ads. I finally figured out I know how to get clients. And within 6 months, I even hit 50K a month, cash collected 50K a month in our agency using this model that I described with ads, email, and outreach DMs. And it sounds awesome, but it actually wasn't. It was terrible. And what happened afterwards, even after we hit 50K a month, was a complete disaster. At the time, my day consisted of waking up, taking 5 minutes to get ready. I just brushed my teeth, splashed water on my face, and then just hit back-to-back sales calls. I mean, I was in a boiler room just grinding out calls, right? Barely had time to even use the restroom. Let me know if you guys feel that way as well. And the problem was that every time I hopped on a sales call, this was almost every sales call that I took, even if they came from ads, prospects still had no clue who we were. They're like, who are you? Like, I had to spend a whole hour explaining who we are and what we do. And so they were extremely cold. It took an hour to just explain the process. And we ended up only attracting, when we ran a pay per close offer, we attracted prospects who were only in for a deal. They were only in for a sweet deal with a money back. They wanted to make sure, hey, if I don't get this result, you're going to give me my money back. And so it was always that kind of vibe. Let me know if you guys can relate to that. And they were the worst prospects. And surprise, those prospects got the worst results. And that's not a surprise there. And so we ended up refunding majority of our clients. It was a disaster. I remember hitting 50K a month, being so happy to have that money in my bank. Then literally in 2 weeks, going to negative because we had to refund clients, overhead, expenses, all because I came up with a crazy offer. I thought it was a good idea because of what the gurus told me to just come up with a crazy offer, crazy guarantee, and just beat everyone in terms of the offer game. And so I hit 50K a month in Stripe. I was so happy, but I made no profit. I was going negative in a bank account. I was working 12 to 14 hour workdays. Let me know if you guys are working 12 to 14 hour workdays, feeling stressed, feeling burnt out, feeling like, what am I even doing here? I had followed every step. I paid 60K. I invested in myself. I did everything right. I ran the ads. I came up with the crazy offer. A to Z, I followed the right scaling model and what the gurus told me. But deep down, I was just extremely burnt out. And so even though the gurus and the coaches told me that this was the best way to get new clients and I could scale my agency this way, I was torn. I was defeated. I thought to myself, man, am I even good? Do I just need to just keep continuing forward? Am I just being a big baby about this? And then there was a moment in mid 2022, this is about 2 years ago, I remember this absolutely changed the entire direction. And this is when things started to roll in a good direction. I pulled up my phone and I was watching Alex Hormozi. I was digesting. I was probably one of Alex's biggest fans. I would watch all of his his podcast. I watch all of his interviews. And there's one YouTube video when I picked up my phone, I watched from Alex Hormozi. And at the time, he was a big advocate of content was a waste of time. He believed, hey, just run ads, do the outreach, send the messages, and just make some money. Stop making content. What is up with all this influencer stuff? Until he saw Kylie Jenner become a billionaire. 21 years old, becomes a billionaire. Youngest billionaire. Dwayne Johnson comes in to rock with his tequila brand. Billionaire. $4 billion evaluation for his company. Conor McGregor, a UFC fighter. Respect to Conor. I love Conor. But this guy's just a UFC fighter. How does he make $2 billion? And Alex made that realization. This is when he started to realize, man, content is everything. Brand is everything. But I was confused because, the whole reason why I had ran ads, built an entire outbound team, did outreaches, focused on closing deals with that style was because the gurus taught it, Alex included. Volume is king. Make an offer so good that prospects feel stupid saying no to. And so I did all that. I even put off content thinking that this is a waste of time. I'm going to follow what the GOAT says. Now, the GOAT was saying that content is everything. He was saying that content is literally the biggest thing that you can do in your business. And so immediately I thought, why is this contradicting? Why is he saying this is not the best thing and now this is the best thing? And so I needed to, for the first time in my life, I had to think of, for myself, like, what is the best way to get clients? If Mosey was all in on content, what are the other gurus doing? And so I started to look at everyone that was actually successful. I wanted to see not like what they were saying, because a lot of gurus tell you to do things, right? We all have gurus that tell us to do things, but we all know they do something else. I knew that was happening, but I never confirmed it. So I actually went to the guy I paid $60K for agency Chae. And even though he was telling me to do ads and run some crazy offers and have crazy guarantees and rip DMs and do cold emails, nothing. I saw nothing on his profile in terms of what he was telling us to do. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, yo, wasn't this how he's teaching us to get clients? Why is he not doing anything that he's teaching us? And one after another, here's what started to happen. I started to catch a trend. I realized the gurus, again, they're telling us to do something. They're showing us to do something. But what they're actually doing, their actions are way different. Every guru that you've probably bought a course from, a coaching program, they all have a YouTube channel. They've all have built a brand. And so those were all the trends I started to catch on to. And I was like thinking in my head, it's like, isn't content too long? Like, doesn't this take too much time? Isn't it not predictable? Why do they all have this? And for the very first time, I remember I was like, guys, I just have to start from scratch. I need to start over. And so I just took out a whiteboard and I just started to think about, like, what's the number one goal? And the number one goal, guys, let me know if I'm wrong here in the comments, but it's to make money. And I'm not talking a revenue thing. I'm not talking Stripe. I'm talking actual profit. Is my bank account going up? I hit $50K a month. Guess what? My bank account was not at $50K a month. My bank account was at $5K a month. It was still at a very low amount. And so the question was profit. How do I make more profit with less time? I didn't want to work crazy hours. And so I sketched everything out on the whiteboard. I wanted to write down, okay, in my chiro agency right now, what are all the problems I'm facing? My cost to acquire a client was getting way too high, and it was getting higher and higher. It was not going down. It was not going lower. It was going higher. And ad costs were going higher. Like closing rate, that was going lower. And my team was getting bigger, less margin. I was having to come out with crazier offers because, these 18-year-old kids would come in and start ripping my ads, have a better offer than me, and I have to one-up them. And so I just was burnt out, guys. I was churning clients after 3 months, not getting referrals. I had to constantly chase clients. And so when I wrote down all these problems on this whiteboard, I realized that there is one common thing across all of them. There's one core issue of why I was having all these different problems that I just listed out on this whiteboard. And the problem was that the old way of getting clients, ripping offers, making crazy guarantees, cold email, cold outreach, direct offer, they don't get the prospects to actually trust you. This was the big realization I made. The reason why Alex Hormozi, the reason why Eman Gatti, the reason why Joel Kaplan, the reason why all the top gurus are able to actually sell you is because you trust them. And the reason why you trust them is because they built a funnel that's allowed you to trust them. So I realized that I didn't need to send people to a crazy offer and make a crazy guarantee to a landing page, then call them and start spamming them. I needed to actually build a funnel where prospects could come in, and the entire funnel, my entire sales process is to communicate one simple thing, which is trust. After I made this realization, I crafted an entire funnel from scratch to take cold prospects to go through my entire funnel to become a raving fan. I wanted to figure out that process. So instead of running, direct to offers, ads to a landing page, to a calendar page and have terrible drop off rates, I ran traffic to my IG page. I had about 2,500 followers, and my Facebook page, I had 3,000 friends. And on my profiles, I made sure that everything was optimized. I had social proof, I had case studies, I had highlights, I had a clear message of who I can help and how I can help them. Instead of sending people to a calendar page or a direct to offer landing page with zero nurturing or very little nurturing, I sent people to my YouTube, right? So they could go from my IG to my Facebook to my YouTube, and they would watch hours of content, just like how you're watching now. You would go through hours of my content, and it was the exact opposite of what my gurus are telling me. they were just saying run direct offers. I was actually nurturing them and building trust. And I had set up this entire funnel, and the same thing. I had got everything ready, made sure it was optimized, and I made my first marketing post only on Facebook. In a matter of 10 minutes, I had 3 to 4 highly qualified prospects where I built trust. They went on my profile. They saw the case studies. They went through my YouTube. The same day, I had a prospect message me after my very first marketing post. That same day, hopped on, paid me $8,000, pay in full. The sales call lasted a whopping 10 minutes. And this is when I knew this funnel was everything. This completely changed the game for me, guys. And these days, after going to this funnel, guys, clients know, like, and trust this. For the clients that we do this for, in the 7-figure agencies, as well as for ourselves, for our own agency, all the prospects that we speak to know, like, and trust us. No more cold prospects, no more hour-long sales calls, no more having to explain what we do. They know what we do. They know, like, and trust us. There's no crazy guarantees. We don't really make guarantees. So there's no chances of refunds. There's high profit, less stress on fulfillment because we're not making crazy offers. We're not being compared to 16-year-old kids because we actually have content and because they actually trust us. There's shorter sales cycles. So instead of like people saying, I need to think about it, a lot more people are just hopping on quality appointments, just ready to close. And it's a lean sales team. Because I have this funnel, I don't really need a big sales team. I don't need 5 appointment setters. I only have 1. And I'm the only one closing the deals because very high quality appointments. Really, it's just an order taker. They just hop on because they've gone through all of our content, because they've been pre-sold on our content. They're able to hop on and I just take the order. I just make sure they're good. At this point, I'm actually qualifying them to make sure that they're a good fit, a perfect fit for our service delivery, and then I sign them on. And most importantly, prospects, I'm building a brand. Prospects are not associating me and only coming to me for an offer, but I'm building a brand of people that know, like, and trust me and becoming the number 1 guy. Like, if you guys want, at this point in the agency space, if you guys want clients better, quicker, and more reliable with less time, you're going to start to associate Caleb as that person to go to. If you start to get tired of these crazy offers, tired of running direct to offer ads, cold emails, cold DMs, eventually you're going to think of Caleb. Like, he was right. Maybe he wasn't crazy after all. And so that's the entire thing that we've been able to do to just change the game. And this one funnel has literally made the biggest difference in my life as well as in my business. So if you guys are above 30K a month, again, we build this out for agencies. If not, I just literally gave you guys what you need to do. So just go ahead and do it. If you guys want to check out this video, have it somewhere here. This shows you more in depth on a high level overview. I break it down all in a Miro board like this on how you can do it. But if you guys want more content, more value, hit me up on IG. Just DM me the word trust. And again, if you're above 30K a month, there should be a calendar link down below. Otherwise, guys, go crush it. Make your life worth it. Build a business you love. Have high profits. Work with clients that you want to work with. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.